India is not just a country, it's an ongoing celebration of cultures, colors, music, and devotion. And what better way to travel than to plan your trips around the festivals? Hello and welcome back to our channel for another video. Each month, somewhere in India, there is a celebration waiting for you. In this video, I am going to guide you through month by month festival travel calendar, sharing where you should be and when to soak in the best of Indian traditions, food, music and vibes. Whether it is Holi in Mathura or Hornbill in Nagaland, this video has got you covered. I have divided this video into different sections covering festivals falling in different quarters and also some very useful tips. So make sure to watch it till the end. Don't forget to subscribe us and save this video for planning your trips all around the year. Now let's dive in, starting from January to March. In January, you can visit Ahmedabad in Gujarat for Makar Sankranti celebrations. You will see sky full of colorful kites, rooftop parties and some amazing Gujarati snacks. You can visit Sabarmati riverfront during the International Kite Festival. Don't miss the popular food like undhiyo, tilgul, jalebi fafda and also remember to carry sunglasses and sunscreen. Kite flying is an all-day rooftop affair. Next is Republic Day at Delhi. On 26 January, a grand parade happens at India Gate. You can see military bands, cultural displays from each state and many more things. You can buy tickets to Rajpath Parade or watch from a nearby rooftop. But remember to book the parade tickets and dress warm because it's Delhi peak winter time. In late Feb, you can visit Khajuraho in MP for the famous dance festival for experiencing classical dances with temple backdrops. It's a magical evening. Next, you can visit Kutch in Gujarat for Ran Utsav. This is usually starting from November until Feb. You can experience white salt desert, folk dance, local crafts, stargazing in tents. You can visit on full moon night for a surreal experience. Coming to March, you can celebrate Holi in Mathura and Vrindavan in Uttar Pradesh. The streets are soaked in colors, whole city is immersed in bhajans. You can witness different forms of Holis here like Latmar Holi in Barsana, Phoolon Ki Holi and then many more forms. But avoid carrying expensive gadgets and use waterproof pouches. Also book your hotels close to Banke Bihari temple. Next festival is Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra, which is celebrated in March. It's a Maharashtrian New Year and celebrated with traditional rangoli and special dishes. Moving to section 2, which is where to travel from April to June. In April, you can visit Amritsar in Punjab to witness Baisakhi, which is from April 13th and 14th. It's a Sikh New Year to celebrate the harvest. If you plan to visit here, don't forget Golden Temple, which is decorated in full glory, and there are a lot of local fairs where you can witness local Punjabi culture and have amazing food. Moving to month May. You can visit Thrissur in Kerala. During May, Thrissur Puram is celebrated here, which is a vibrant and grand temple festival held annually in Malayalam month of Medam. It is a massive celebration celebrated around the Vedakumanatham temple and involves participation from 10 other temples in and around Thrissur. You can witness spectacular displays of decorated elephants, traditional music and dazzling fireworks, and highlight of the festival is an umbrella exchange ritual with elephants. But remember to book the hotels 2 months in advance and carry earplugs if you are sensitive to sound. Next is the famous Hemis festival in Ladakh, which is celebrated somewhere around June. You can enjoy Buddhist mass dances along with cold desert charm in Hemis monastery. It's a 2-day annual festival celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of Guru Padmasambhava, the founder of Tibetan Buddhism. Moving to the next quarter, which is July to September. This is monsoon season in most part of India. In June or July, we have Rath Yatra in Puri, Odisha. It's a procession of Lord Jagannath, Balbhadra and Subhadra. They return to the main temple after a few days. They use brand new, intricately designed chariots every year, and thousands of devotees pull the massive chariot with the belief that Lord Jagannath initially resists to emphasize the importance of collective devotion. Remember, stay hydrated, travel light, and keep local guides' contacts for ease. Next, you can visit Jaipur in Rajasthan in August to witness the Royal Tej procession from the city palace. This is a celebration of womanhood with swings, dressing up, folk music. Remember to book the heritage stay for a royal experience. Then you can visit Kochi in Kerala for Onam celebrations. You can see floral carpets, boat races, traditional feasts, and you can try a full vegetarian Onam sadhya on a banana leaf at local restaurant or a homestay. Next is the very famous Ganesh Chaturthi of Mumbai in Maharashtra, which comes around the end of August or September. You can expect devotional singing, massive idols, street dancing, and a lot of fun. The highlight is Lal Bagcha Raja and Girgaon Chopati for immersion. But go early to avoid the crowd surges during Visarjan. During this time, flight cost shoots up like anything. Next festival is Krishna Janmashtami, which is beautifully celebrated in Vrindavan and Dwarka in August. It is a celebration of birth of Lord Krishna, the 8th avatar of Vishnu, and you can witness Dahi Handi pyramids, temple plays, and midnight celebrations here. Now let's move to the last quarter of the year. All festivals from October to December. This time is full of festivals across India, and I would say you should plan to cover each of them once in your lifetime. First is Dussehra, and you can either go to Kullu or Mysore for experiencing the culture. Kullu Dussehra is an international festival celebrated in Himachal Pradesh for a week starting from Vijayadashmi in October. It's renowned for its cultural significance, showcasing the religion's tradition, religious beliefs, and deep-rooted connection between the people and their deities. While Mysore Dussehra is a grand 10-day celebration in Mysore in Karnataka, culminating in Vijayadashmi. It's a major cultural and historical event marking the victory of good over evil and featuring a variety of festivities including processions with elephants, horses, camels, cultural programs, exhibition, and many more. Next is Durga Puja in Kolkata, West Bengal. You can see the most extravagant pandals, art installations, Dhunuchi dance, Durga Aarti, Bhog, and many more fun things here. Next is Navratri and Garba in Ahmedabad and Vadodara in Gujarat. It's a 9-night of dancing, traditional wear, Garba, Dandiya Ras, and a lot of fun things. Remember to buy or rent a Chanya Choli or Kedu locally to join the locals. Next festival on my list is Diwali in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, which falls somewhere around October or November. You can expect spiritual vibes, spectacular thousands of diyas, fireworks, sweets, Ganga Aarti, and right after 15 days of this, Dev Diwali is also celebrated here. So you can take a boat ride at sunset to have this wonderful experience. Next is Pushkar Mela in Rajasthan, which happens in November. You can see camel beauty contest, rural Olympics, gypsy bazaars, and you can also stay in tented camps for authentic desert fair experience. Now in December, we have Hornbill Festival in Kohima, Nagaland from December 1st to December 10th. It's a cultural showcase from all 16 Naga tribes. You can attend traditional war dances and try tribal food here. Remember to book flights to Dimapur and entry tickets as early as possible. Next is Christmas, for which you can visit Goa or Shillong to experience midnight masses. You can go for beach parties in Goa or soothing choir music in Shillong. Moving on to the last section of this video, which is travel tips for festive travels in India. Number 1 is book early. Flights, hotels, these sell out very quickly around the festival, so book at least 1 to 2 months in advance. Number 2 is dress the part. Whichever state or festival you are visiting, try to learn about the culture and dress up appropriately as per that. Dressing like the locals will make you feel included and photogenic. Also, India has a diverse geography and the climate changes from region to region throughout the year. So, make sure to research about the place that you are planning to visit and pack accordingly. Number 3 is check local calendars. Many festivals follow lunar dates, so date shifts every year. So, confirm the correct dates before booking. Next is don't forget to try festive foods. Each festival has a special dish like ghevar during Tej, gujia in Holi, sadhya in Onam, modaks in Ganesh Chaturthi. All these are very famous and must to try. Number 5 is respecting local custom. Cover up in temples, avoid clicking sensitive rituals, follow barefoot rules wherever needed. So just blend in like locals, see what other people are doing and try to respect them. Number 6 is offline backup. Network often fails in crowded events or in rural areas. So save the maps offline, so have your tickets and all handy, have contacts information also offline. Also try to keep a power bank for yourself for emergency situations. Next is learning a few phrases. Knowing how to say a few greetings or asking basic things in local dialects goes a long way. So there you go, your ultimate travel calendar for India's festival. Plan your trips, book those tickets and be ready to witness the magic of India's tradition through every color, sound, taste imaginable. Let me know in the comments which festival you are adding to your bucket list this year. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more travel contents. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, happy wandering!